Hey everyone, welcome to another live stream. If you are new here, let me tell you that last year I didn't do as many live streams. So for 2024, I was like, you know what, I wanna do more live streams. So I'm like, you know what, I don't have a New Year's resolution, and I'm like, I think doing more live streams in 2024. That's gonna be my resolution. And so yeah, so here we are, first one of the month. Happy first Sunday of March. And today is what? Live stream number 18. And each live stream they kind of have like a topic. And eventually there's gonna be one of those live streams that is more like just hang out and chat. So those are gonna be coming at some point. But today we're gonna be talking about Dune Part 2. It just came out a few days ago. Uh, I already saw it twice, even though last Sunday, because today is Sunday. So last Sunday there was an early release for the fans, and I was like, it was on AMC, and I was like, you know what? Let me see. So I checked my A-list membership, and and I was ready. I added my ticket. It was like at 7 p.m., 4 or 7 p.m. I can't remember. And then he said, "Oh no, this is not included in your A list." And I'm like, "Oh man," because it was like a special screening, like an early access or whatever you want to call it. And I look at the price. It was like $20. I'm like, I ain't paying $20, bro. I'm not gonna pay $20. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait 4 more days, like from Sunday to Thursday, and then I'm gonna watch it for free because of my A list. So that's what I did. All right, we got somebody here in the comments. Blacktastic Media, what's up, homie? How you doing, brother? I miss you, bro. Without getting in any details, I'm glad you're doing better. All right. Thank God, praise God, you're doing better. And but yeah, I missed you last time, and so we gotta do the what was it? Alfred Hitchcock. So maybe in 2 more weeks, I'm gonna do that, and I would like to have you. I know you were coming last time, but that happened, and but yeah, those 4 episodes. So that should be fun. And so I ended up watching those 4 episodes, and I have one of them is like my least favorite, but we can talk about that later. Okay, it says also here in support. Yeah, yeah, Blacktastic. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for hanging out. And so yeah, I was just talking about Dune Part 2. I haven't seen on your social media, Blacktastic, if you already saw it or not. But if you haven't, bro, and also anybody else watching, if you haven't seen Dune Part 2, you're like, I'm gonna wait and watch it, when it's on HBO Max. Do not wait, bro. Do not wait, guys. Try to watch Dune Part 2 in the biggest, baddest screen. All right. Yeah, go to the theater and shoot shoot for IMAX or even Dolby. Okay. Uh, I seen it twice. So I watched Dune the first time on Thursday night, opening night, and I watched it on IMAX. At the AMC theater. So they had the IMAX, bro. Awesome, awesome. Uh, just to begin with, Dune 2 looks phenomenal. It looks so beautiful. Great cinematography by what's his name, Greg Fraser, I believe. That's the cinematographer. I follow him on Instagram. I've been following him from I forgot when. It's been a few years. One of the movies that he did. He's done some good ones. Anyway, so I watched it on IMAX, and oh, phenomenal! Even better. Like the seats would they would shake, with the sound, and the picture was so clear, and so sharp. The colors so like bright and brilliant, and yeah, watch it in the biggest screen that you have or that you have access to. Do not wait and watch it on your 75 inches TV. Okay, no, don't do that. Do yourself a favor. Go to IMAX or Dolby. Now, if you don't have IMAX or access to IMAX or Dolby, the third best option would be digital. Now, last night I went back to a different theater, and they didn't have IMAX, so they only had digital. They didn't even have Dolby. They only had digital, and it looks good. But oh man, it's a huge difference between IMAX and just digital. Uh, yeah, try to get IMAX if you can. If not, uh, well, I think nothing wrong. I'm just saying, like, do yourself a favor. Screen is, yeah, of course, yeah. Try to do that, guys. I was wondering, which I don't know. I haven't even looked it up. I don't even know if Dune Part Two, if it was made on 3D. I'm gonna say no, but actually I don't know. It would have been nice, but yeah, shoot for the IMAX if you can. We got Mike from Did You See That? Yo, bro. Sorry I couldn't join in. I haven't seen Dune 2. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, yeah, dude, I miss you too. I'm sure you're gonna join me soon. I mean, like I told you before, I'm gonna try to do more live streams. So there's a lot of material and content for more live streams. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna have you again, because you've been with me once when we watched. Oh well, yeah, when you watch Kill Bill for the first time, and so it was great to have you. And yeah, dude, I'm gonna have you back uh, at some point. Yeah, so in that DM that I send you guys on Instagram, you just join when you can. So I hope you enjoy Dune. Um, I'm definitely down to join you in the future. Yeah, dude. Yeah, of course. Yeah, looking forward to it. Um, I think on your podcast, did you see that? I think the one you did with Ryan. You were planning in watching Dune last night, I believe. Well, here is Sunday, so I think over there where you are, still Sunday. What time is it? Yeah, it's still Sunday over there. I think where you are, maybe it's like 9 p.m., right? Um, so you were gonna watch it last night, if I remember correctly, but you couldn't. I'm assuming you couldn't. I do a podcast with Ryan every fortnight. Okay, fortnight, and we would love to have you as a guest. Yeah, dude, thank you. Yeah, I would love to, man. Uh, the thing is, like, when you guys do it, I'm at work. Uh, that's the thing. That, like, I don't get out until like 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday to Friday. So I'm usually watching you guys at work, even though sometimes you guys let me hang in because I'm working overtime and you cut short your live stream. But yeah, we can work something out. It's just like my job schedule is a little, but usually Monday to Friday I get out at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, dude, I would like to join you guys. Because one of these days, either I'm gonna be on vacation or it's gonna be a holiday, and usually with the holidays I don't work. But yeah, we're gonna figure something out, and yeah, I would like to be with you guys in your live stream. I'll make sure it's a Sunday. Oh yeah, 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 yep, yep. Yeah, Sundays is like my only day off. So that's when I'm doing these live streams. But again, if there's a holiday or if I'm on vacation, which I got two more weeks of vacation that I have to use before the end of June. All right, because if I don't use them by then, I'm gonna lose them. So I better use my 2 weeks. So anyway, so yeah, whenever I use one of those weeks, I'm gonna try to do a live stream pretty much like any time of the day. It doesn't matter if it's Monday or Monday through Friday. But yeah, so yeah, guys. So I was telling you about Dune Part Two, and if you saw my early reaction or my first reaction, aka uh, general thoughts, uh, aka my first reaction or unmarinated uh, take. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Uh, on Thursday when I watched it, I like the movie, dude. I like the movie. Now, this movie, not the movie, but like the story, it's like based in books. And if I remember correctly, these books came out or were written before Star Wars. So obviously, Star Wars or George Lucas, he was influenced by the author of Dune. And as we know, uh, Star Wars is the one who actually took off, right? And became what it is today. Uh, whether you love Star Wars or not, you have to accept that Star Wars is something like has endured the test of time, like really strong. And I don't see that diminishing anytime soon. It's been like 40 years, and new generations keep coming, and they keep loving all that Star Wars stuff. So the force is strong with Star Wars. And so yeah, of course, I grew up and I heard about Star Wars, but I never heard about Dune, not at all. And obviously, you may know, maybe you read the books, maybe you even watched the Dune movie, the one from the 80s, mid 80s, with I think it's David Bowie and Sting, and I don't even know who else. Well, I never heard about Dune either, about that movie either, until recently. And the very first time ever that I heard about Dune was in 2021. Like prior to the first part. And that was because one of my buddies, he's a little older than me. And uh, he moved out of town now, but he at times he would go with me to the movies. And so back in 2021, he told me, "Hey, have you heard about Dune?" I'm like, "Dune?" I'm like, "Oh, you mean that movie that is coming like in a few months or whatever?" He's like, "Yeah," but anyway, so he told me about how uh, big of a fan he is for Dune, and he's been a fan of Dune forever, since back in the day. And so, long story short, the only reason why I know about Dune is because of him. So I remember, so we went. He's like, "Hey, can we go? Whatever," because I hooked him up with with the ticket. I'm like, "Sure, let's go." So we went and we watched it, and he liked it a lot, like the first Dune. Now, Dune Part One, I watched it twice in the theater, and that was it. That was like what 2021, and I didn't watch it again until last week because I'm like, I want to watch it a few days before watching Part Two, just to be uh, uh, just to remember what the movie was about, because as you may know, there's a lot of lore and story, and and so many characters. It's like almost like Game of Thrones, right? Like you need to watch Game of Thrones more than once because there's so much characters, so many names. Uh, like it's kind of complex, the story, and that's the case with Dune and all these names. A lot of them very unfamiliar and difficult to pronounce. So perhaps the general viewer might find this movie a little complex. I found it complex, especially the first one, because like I was telling you, I wasn't familiar with the story at all. And so the first movie, I watched it, and I thought was good. I thought the first movie was slow. Um, Again, very beautiful to look at. I mean, Denis Villeneuve, he's a great director. He's not my favorite director, but he's one of the best directors nowadays. I love his movie, like for instance, Prisoners, uh, Arrival. That was my very no Prisoners. Prisoners was the very first movie that I watched of Denis Villeneuve, I want to say, and then I watched Arrival, and then I watched what's the name of the other one that he? Oh, Sicario. I love Sicario. I own it. I bought that movie, Sicario. Uh, and then he did Blade Runner 20 2084 or something like that. You know what? That movie, I've seen it only one time when it came on the theater, and that's it. I haven't seen it again. All I remember is like it was wicked long. It was pretty to look at, but I don't remember much. And that's because, well, uh, yeah, Blade Runner. And that's somebody like me who watched the original Blade Runner like a few weeks before watching Blade Runner 2034 or 2084, whatever number that was. I know I might be in the minority, but I think Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, is like it's a cult classic. So I never heard of it until recent, several years ago, prior to that movie. Uh, the not a sequel, but like the oh yeah, I guess it's a sequel, right? The newer one. I guess it's a sequel. So yeah, uh I wasn't aware to watch the original Blade Runner, but I have now. I've seen it once. I you know it's a movie. That's all I'm gonna say. Blacktastic says Arrival is my favorite so far. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Arrival is good. Uh, Again, it's really beautiful movie to watch. A lot of his movies are like so pretty. Now, uh, visually speaking, uh, I think what's the name of this guy, this director, Anderson, uh, Wes Anderson, I believe. I think he's the one. He's the director who does like the most beautiful looking movies. Kind of weird movies, kind of boring stories, but the dude knows how to shot. The dude knows how to film, how to take beautiful shots. Wes Anderson. Uh, so I wouldn't put the Even New at the same level as Wes Anderson when we're talking about beautiful looking movies. But the Even New movies, I think, are better. At least to me, they're better because Wes Anderson movies. Oh my goodness. The only one that I've seen that I liked was the one with the dog, Isle of Dogs. Uh, yeah, the French Dispatch. Oh my goodness! If you guys saw my first reaction of that one at the theater, I was this close to leave, to walk out because uh, the second act of the movie, I had already checked out. I was like, this thing is boring. I don't understand this, and I barely finished the movie. The only thing that like I kind of stayed was because that movie is very beautiful to watch, like to look at. And I've said this before. Perhaps that's the most beautiful movie I ever seen. the French Dispatch, but also it's wicked boring. Anyway, so going back to the Never Knew, or that Daniel Villanueva. That's how Snoop Doggy Dog call him. If you didn't know, now you know. So the Never Knew. Yeah, his movies that I like are like Arrival. That's a great movie. I liked it. I don't know if I don't think I own it yet. I saw it in the theater a few times. Awesome. And then I watched it again and I review it because I was invited with one of my YouTube buddies, Jacob Martin. He invited me for to do a review of Arrival. And yeah, this movie Arrival. If you haven't seen it, guys, yeah, watch it. It's another science fiction movie. Arrival. It has Jeremy Renner, uh, Adams, was Amy Adams. I forgot who else. Oh, Whitaker. I think Whitaker is in it. Uh, Forrest Whitaker. It's about like aliens arriving to Earth. Uh, those the name Arrival. Yeah, check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, well, it's kind of a bummer that you missed it in the theater because that movie was also a good movie to watch on the silver screen. So, but yeah, watch it if you haven't yet because Arrival is a great movie, great story, great shots. It's one of those movies that has a little bit of a twist at the end, so you may wanna pay attention when you're watching Arrival. And if you are like me, maybe you may have to watch it maybe just a few times so you can grasp the story better. But if you're not like me, like slow, then then one watch will suffice. Okay, so yeah, so uh, part two of Dune, man, it has better pacing, uh, at least from my angle. I've seen it twice already. Maybe I'll watch it one more time in the theater if I can. But if I do, I'm gonna try to go back and watch it on the IMAX or perhaps Dolby. But I don't want to watch it on digital. Uh, the only thing about my only complaint about IMAX, and this has nothing to do with the screen. It has nothing to do with the great sound system. What it has to do with is with the seats because that AMC that I went to, they only have one IMAX theater. They got like 20 theaters, but only one of them is IMAX. And it seems to me that the only IMAX that they have is the one that has no recliner seats. It has those seats, like the old ones that you just see, you sit and you're like kind of surrounded by strangers. You have no room, not a lot of leg room or arm room, much less reclining and lifting you. No, that would be awesome. But I think they don't have those kind of seats because if they do, they are gonna have to get rid of more seats because the recliners they take more space. And since that's the only theater they have for IMAX, I think that's why they have those little crappy seats, like back from the day. You may recall those, which are not too comfortable. So Thursday night, so yeah, I went there and I was like this, and there were two guys on each side of me, and I'm not used to that. Uh, I mean, not too close, not after being spoiled with those recliners, especially being spoiled during COVID days when people were not going to the theater and I was the only one there on a recliner, and there was a few times just myself in the whole theater or just me in a big theater and one person like 7 rows in front of me because everybody was scared to go to the movies. I don't miss those days. Well, not like, don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying, right? I'm saying I miss those days when not many people were going to the movies, and you could watch a movie and almost by yourself. Um, got a text. Oh my goodness, I'm so unprofessional here. Uh, but when your wife texts you, you better answer. And so yeah, that's what I did. Hashtag husband of the year. All right. So what I was telling you. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna try to watch part two, Doom part two again. Uh, and I'm hoping to watch it. I'm gonna try to watch it on IMAX again. I haven't seen it on Dolby yet, so I'm gonna try to choose either Dolby or IMAX. But digital, I'm not. I'm gonna skip it. All right, because like I was telling you early, uh, aim. If you haven't seen it yet, try to find an IMAX or a Dolby. Okay, so when you're checking Fandango or whatever, if you click on your theater and then click on theater amenities, it will tell you what amenities that theater has. So try to find the IMAX or Dolby. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, it has better pacing. Still long. It's still a long movie. It's like 2 hours and 30 something minutes, almost 3 hours. And then if you add the 20 minutes of trailers and the Nicole Kidman commercial, um, it's gonna be close to 3 hours. So it's an investment, guys. It's like a me time, okay, or you time. So uh, try to find a day that either you're off that day or you have time, and go by yourself like I do, or go with somebody if you want to watch it with somebody, whatever you want to do. But yeah, separate, let's say 4 hours, because you got to get there and then go back home or whatever. So just set aside about 4 hours of your day. That's like 4 hours. That's like uh, a part-time shift. But yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Watch it in the theater if you can. This movie, like sometimes there are movies that you don't necessarily have to watch it on the big screen, but this one, uh Dune Part 2, is a must. All right, so try to do that. So yeah, better pacing, a little bit more action. The first movie, if you haven't seen it, all I'm gonna say is that there's it's a lot of a setup, because, like I was telling you, it's almost like Game of Thrones. A lot introducing a lot of characters, a lot of exposition. So it doesn't get, like, it has some action, and it's also well done. The part one, but personally, the second one, to me, it just flows a little better. It has a couple of hiccups, in my opinion, but much better than the first one, pacing wise. Again, beautiful movie to watch. Biggest movie of the year, and I know today is March 3rd, but yeah, it is. It is the biggest movie of the year. And that the past few months, January, February, it was pretty dead business wise at the movies, pretty slow. Not much to watch. Those of us who are YouTubers and we like to talk about movies, there was not a lot of material to talk about. I mean, like current material. I mean, we can always go back and review a movie from 20 years ago, or in my case, do an unboxing video or something. But in the first 2 months, I mean, there was nothing much to watch. A couple of little movies that I enjoyed. A couple of two movies that I just skipped because I had no interest in those. Uh, like the musical. I don't watch musicals. Mean Girls, the musical reboot, uh, whatever you want to call it. That one I had no interest, so I'm like, I ain't watching that. And then Drive Away Dolls, I believe, just came out I think came out last week. Yeah, I think yeah this week I think. Yeah, that one I'm not interested either, so I'm good. And there's another movie that also came out that I was like, nah, can't even remember what movie is that one. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna have to look. So, because I want to tell you which movie that is. But so yeah, so those movies came out, and like, nothing to watch, man. Um, where is it? Any little thing. You know what? I haven't seen that one yet. It's gonna be alright. Don't worry. What's the name of that? Bob Marley. I haven't seen it. I was going to, but I haven't. So I don't know if I'm gonna go and see it. I don't watch a lot of those like about musicians. Uh, Maybe I'll watch it, but I haven't seen it. Man, what's the name of that movie? Oh, Lisa Frankenstein. I didn't see it. The trailer. It didn't. I don't know. I was like, whatever. I don't know. It didn't. The trailer didn't grab me, so I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it. So I haven't seen it. I don't know what's the other one other than the Drive Away Girls. There's another one that just came out. I cannot find it. The Taste of Things. That one. It's about a kitchen or something. Somebody cooking or something. I didn't. I'm not interested in that one. Madame Web. I watched Madame Web, guys. Uh, Bad movie, like bad. Not like terrible. Not like Catwoman bad. But yeah, it's a bad movie. But it entertained me. Uh, I seen it only one time. Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna go back. If I can, but it's not a priority. Oh yeah, Ordinary Angels. Awesome movie. Ordinary Angels. Watch it, guys. It's a beautiful movie. I think I'm gonna go back to that one. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm gonna try to go because I want my wife to watch it because I went by myself the first time. So I want her to go and watch it with me. Not that I need her to go with me. I'm a big kahuna. I don't need anyone to be with me to watch a movie, but I want her to see it. And what a better choice for her to watch it, but with me. Hashtag husband of the year. So yeah, Ordinary Angels. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's a beautiful true story. Uh, Very cool story. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's the other movie that just came out, but yeah. So I'm like, so nothing big, nothing like big movie to watch other than Dune now. And so now I haven't looked at the numbers, but it seems like it took the first place at the box office. I think all of us knew that that was gonna happen. Uh, I wonder how much money it's gonna make because if you may recall, in 2021, uh, Daniel Villanueva, like Snoop Doggy Dogg calls him, aka the Never Knew, the director. Dude, he was he was so mad. He was angry, dude. I don't want to say all the words, but he was really, I don't want to say upset. Like he hated that whoever guy on HBO Max because they did the in-date release. And I remember they never knew the next day he wrote some sort of an essay, like a letter, complaining of how mad he was about his movie Dune Part One going on HBO Max the same day as the big screen. You may remember that. Oh, he just typed a whole letter, like a complaining big time. And obviously, I mean, that movie, surprisingly, it did good money, but it would have made more uh, if it wasn't they release. I don't know whose decision that was. It was a person. Maybe he got fired. That guy who made that decision. That was stupid. But so I forgot how much money part one did or made. Uh, 400 maybe 400 500 million, something like that. It would have made more. And I know it was 2021. The pandemic still around back then, but it was a little less compared to 2020. But I think it would have made more money than whatever money it made. Like I said, 400 millions or something around that. So this one, I think, has the potential to make maybe a little more than that. Like I was telling you, this is a long movie. It is a complex movie, like I was telling you. So the regular moviegoer might not go more than once to watch it, even though it's a very good movie. Like I said, best movie of the year so far. So it's not like a popcorn movie, like this movie you gotta pay attention. Okay. So on Thursday night, watching it for the first time, I'm like, I turn my cell phone off, goodbye, turn my iWatch off because I didn't want to get notifications, getting distracted when you're trying to focus and watch a movie, pay attention, and then something vibrates, kind of gets you out of your zone. So I don't like that, so I turn it off. Now for last night I didn't because I had seen it one more time, but nobody was texting me that late because I went to a late movie like at 10 o'clock, so I didn't get home until like close to 1 a.m. last night. Um, so yeah, this movie, I don't know, because the subject matter is a little bit, I don't want to say difficult, but it's just a little more complex. It's not like Avatar, The Way of Water. The story is so simple and easy to follow, right? It's like Dancing with Wolves type of thing. Now this one, there's like names, there's like political views, and then religious views slash prophecies, and weird names, many characters. I mean, this is an investment. Like you have to invest yourself watching this movie, and invest in your time, and then invest in some of your brain cells because you gotta pay attention to the story. But yeah, you have to watch it. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it, and try to catch it in the theater, especially IMAX or Dolby, if you have the opportunity. Now, Dune 2, I'm going to talk about maybe a little bit of spoilers, maybe not. Maybe you read the books. I mean, I don't know how close this movie is with the books. I'm going to say not too close, and I'm just guessing because usually movies, that's a different interpretation. It's a different art than the book. It's a different take. So it's not going to be, uh, page by page or paragraph by paragraph. They take some liberties, and rightly so, because again, they're two different platforms, two different ways, two different forms of art. So the movie is going to be again different. uh, so yeah, I don't know how close it is to the source material, but I think I think it's different. Now, talking about the characters, there's some new characters. The story is gonna pick up uh, right from the big from the ending or of part one. Okay, it picks up right where the movie left off in the desert. And man, those shots, man, they in the desert, and there's a beautiful color palette that they do. Um, and then talking about the color palette, there is when they are with the bad guys, they're Arcanians. I think that's the name of that civilization. Arcanians, I want to say. Uh, it looks more like black and white, kinda, because their sun is black, so they look different. But a lot of those shots reminded me a little bit of those shots from Sicario. Like this is kind of a joke on Sicario, like all those movies about cartels, like the movie looks uh, a particular way, like the colors. It has a particular color, right, in the movie. And then as soon as they cross the border into Mexico, I don't know why, the color palette changes to kind of a white, like a pale looking color, but only in Mexico. And then when they go back to the States, the color palette comes back. I don't know why they do that. And that happened in Sicario. And again, that's also a movie by Denis Villeneuve. And so I think it's kind of funny. Maybe it's the Mexican air. I don't know. But I don't know. It's funny. But anyway, so yeah, so I was thinking some of those color palettes from Sicario. I was like, oh, like in Sicario, when I was watching Dune Part Two. Now, yeah, it has pretty good performances. Part Two of Dune. Pretty much, pretty much everyone, even Zendaya. Even her. Like, uh, I don't like her. I don't hate her. I just think she's way overrated in every level. But even her performance, I mean, I have no complaints. I think she did well. Timothée Chalamet, he was also very good. Uh, Pretty much all the actors, they did well. Dave Batista, his character, he didn't do much, and he had a few lines. He was grunting and yelling for the most part, other than those few lines. But yeah, he was fine too. Josh Brolin, he was also good. What's his name? The Skyguard, like the dad. He plays as the Baron. I forgot the name. Um, and he was fine. And I have a little pet peeve. I'm gonna tell you later. Um, Austin Butler. I didn't know it was him. It took me a few minutes to realize it was him. I didn't check the IMDb or posters or anything, because usually they tell you the names of the actors. When I saw him, I'm like, this guy looks familiar, and I'm like, who's that guy? Because he looks white, like pale, and he has like a shaved head and black eyes and black teeth, and I'm like, I seen that guy somewhere, and yeah, it was not Gerard Butler, but Austin Butler. Oh, he was menacing, man. His character, was good. Maybe my favorite character. He was menacing because he's like the villain. He was menacing. He was strong. He was psychotic. So I like his character. Uh, yeah, he was like a dangerous character, crazy. Uh, like I said, psychotic. I like the look of his character. Obviously, all of that, all the people in that civilization, they look alike. But I like his the way he was dressed. I noticed something. Uh, I wanna say it was his body, unless it was like a stunt double. Because they show him without a shirt, and I think it was him. I never seen him without a shirt before, so I wanna say he got in pretty good shape for the role. But then the rest of the movie, he's like covered, which I was like, why is he covered? I mean, I'm like, because usually when an actor gets in shape for a movie, it's a lot of work, uh, and usually they want to display, all the results of the effort, aka a shirtless body, right? You want to show the results of your hard work and hard diet. Unless you are, what's his name from the Nandiani, Kumil Nanjiani, I think that's his name, from that movie. The Not the Marvels. The I only watched it one time, that movie. That's why I can't remember, from the MCU. Oh my goodness. Anyway, he he got a huge transformation in that movie, and or for that movie, like in real life, like he put a lot of muscle, and I'm a little sus. I think, I mean, because he went from a skinny fat type of guy to somebody lean and muscular, and he did it in such a short period of time, which, like I said, it makes me a little sus. But in that movie, oh my goodness, what is the name I need to tell you the name of the movie. Probably you know it, and nobody's in the chat right now. Otherwise, I would ask you. Um, MCU with Kumail Nanjiani. Oh, the Eternals. The Eternals. In that movie, the Eternals, Nanjiani, he doesn't he's never shirtless in the movie. I saw it only one time, that movie, and I'm good. I don't need to watch it again. The Eternals. But even I noticed it. It took me only one watch to notice that he's not shirtless in the movie, and everybody's shirtless in an MCU movie when they do a lot of work, when they get in shape. Chris Evans did it. Uh, Chris Hemsworth, he's done it. Paul Rudd, shirtless in the movie too. Chris, what's the other Chris? Star Lord. Who? Yeah, that one. What's his name? Chris. So many Chris's. Wow, this is hard. Like trying to go live and remember everything. Well, as Star Lord, uh, he's also shirtless in the movie. Who else was shirtless? Another actor that got in shape for that role, and then on MCU, and then was shirtless in the movie to show the body. So those three Chris's, Nanjani didn't. But you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, going back to Austin Butler. So he's shirtless the first time we see him in the movie. He looks good, got the good separation and body definition. But then for the rest of the movie, he's like me, like wearing like long sleeve. He's all in black, and so they don't show much of not even the biceps. Like one of the sleeves, when it's not long, it's like this long right here, like it covers like the forearm. So I was like, why is he dressed for the whole time in the movie? I was like, is it because it wasn't his body to begin with? I don't know, but now I want to know. Okay, why? It doesn't matter, but that's the kind of guy I am. Okay, I want to know if that was his body or not. Anyway, so I like the look of the character, and again, he's psychotic, and he's bad to the bone. Now, talking about some of the things that I think they could have been better about this movie, Dune Part Two. Uh, going back to the villains, uh, both of them, they kind of, like, let's begin with the Baron, like the uncle, right? Like the Skygar. That's his real name. Um, he dies kind of. He doesn't put up a fight. Uh, I thought his death was just pretty. It wasn't like there was no climax to it. It was pretty easy, to to kill and be defeated. And like he's like like the big boss, at least in the first movie, and in the first movie, and even in the second part, we see how, well, we don't we didn't see him killing like two women. We only hear the women screaming, so who knows how he killed them. So I'm assuming that he has some sort of strength, some sort of power, something, some sort of skill. I don't know, some. But whatever skill he has, or maybe he doesn't, is not shown in the movie, in either movie, and they kill him kind of pretty easy. Now, regarding the nephew, Austin Butler's, I forgot his name of the character, but he, at least he puts up a fight. Uh, I think the fight, because he's with knives, uh, I thought was well done. Now, it wasn't excellent. I've seen better hand to hand combat fights uh, before. I mean, just, I don't have to really think too hard about it. I mean, just John Wick, and I don't mean with the hands. Like for instance, John Wick 4, when they're fighting in Osaka, in the hotel, the Continental in Osaka, fighting with swords. You know. But again, I mean, this one, Doom Part 2. I mean, they didn't have to have John Wick uh, level of fighting. What they did, I think is good enough, at least in my book. Uh, but so yeah, because I heard some people on the internet, and it's fine. I mean, movies are like, it's art, so people have different opinions, and it's subjective. But I heard like, oh, Dune is like the fights, man, that like another level. Is like high notch stuff like that, and I disagree. They were fine, but I wouldn't put them like high top notch, way top shelf. I wouldn't say that, but they were fine, and they didn't have to do fights like John Wick type of style. It's fine. Plus, it's like they're fighting in space, so maybe the atmosphere is different, the gravity is different. I don't know. I'm just making things up now. But anyway, I think you get my point. So yeah, and also, yeah, he put up a fight. Austin Butler's character, the other Baron, and I like the fight. It was kind of, it wasn't too long and it wasn't too short. So I like that, because I was telling you that by that time I was kind of, because like the story is wrapping up, and by that time it's almost like that fight happens probably like 10 minutes before the end of the movie or something. So maybe it was a little rush, perhaps. I don't know. You let me know what your thoughts are about that. But yeah, so this movie, like I say, has better pacing. I like how like the sand people, or the Freeman or Fremen, I don't know how to pronounce it, Fremen, I guess. We really like, there's a lot of exposition about them, about their whole culture, the whole civilization. Like we see from the very beginning, right from the get-go, we see how they survive, because remember, they live in the desert where there's no water. And I thought was a little not weird, but I was like, what? At the beginning, when they kill all these soldiers, like the bad guys, and as soon as they kill them, they they suck their water out of their corpses with those little devices, and that's water that they are going to drink, and they put it in this kind of like a bag, right, with those hoses. It's sucking all the water out of the corpse, and it gets like in a little bag, and it gets filled with water to drink later. But not the one from the corpses, because remember, they said there was a lot of chemicals in their bodies, like on the bad guys' bodies. So they were gonna use that water for the cooling system, not to drink. But so it seems to me like when these people, uh, the sand people, when they die, they take the, the 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 water out of the body, and they save it, for drinking purposes. It's just survival, 101. And also they show us how these particular people, they I don't want to say that they worship water, but water is very important to them. uh, like, for instance, like when they get the water of some of these persons, uh, uh, of their own people, they pour it on a big pool, or well, remember. It's almost like they see like the water is like the essence of the person, because they're doing these prayers like, when they die, like, our bodies are going back to the water, going back to the well, something like that. So yeah, so we see a lot of the way they do things, like how they see life, and we see like their religion. And so I don't know, we see a lot of, I like that. That's what I was telling you, like this movie, there is, it's a little less exposition, but still there is some that you have to be paying attention to. Now, at the end, the way the movie ended, uh, it seems to me that there might be I don't know if it's gonna be called Dune Part 3. I don't know, because again, I'm not familiar with the books or the source material. But a few days ago, I saw an interview of Daniel Villanueva, of the new venue, and he's saying that he has plans to do a third installment, but he wants to do Dune Messiah. Now, if you don't know Dune Messiah, you may want to Google it, unless you read the books already. But I don't know if they're gonna go that way or not. Uh, I heard that Dune Messiah is almost like the video game The Last of Us Part 2, when something bad happens to a main character. If you play the video game The Last of Us Part 2, you know who I am talking about. Well, the rumor is like, in that Messiah, in Dune Messiah, something like that is gonna happen to more than one character. Uh, that's all I know, and that's all I want to know. Because I would like to be surprised if they go and do the third installment. That's why I haven't looked too much into it, because we all can Google and find out spoilers, or find out, find the source material, and read ahead. But I have chosen not to do that. All I know is like something bad happens to some characters. I don't know who they are, and I don't know because I don't want to know. Uh, so yeah, so the even new is planning. So at the end of the day, I'm thinking like it's gonna depend on how much money Dune Part 2 is gonna make at the box office, which the numbers should be out now, because it's already Sunday. So um, if this movie makes double than whatever amount of money that the first movie did, I think it's highly likely they're gonna go for another movie. Now, if Dune Part 2 makes close to $1 billion, I don't think it's gonna make $1 billion, but if it makes close to it, maybe most definitely I think they're gonna make a third one. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Now, During my during my first reaction of Dune Part Two, I told you I didn't tell you much because it was a long movie, a lot to try to a lot of information just to say in a few minutes. So I'm like, can't do that, uh, especially on marinated. But I told you that Dune Part Two is going to be a strong contender for next year's uh, for the Oscars for next year, and I still believe so. Yeah, I think it's gonna be very strong contender. I'm not saying that it's winning, which because it's only March, but what I'm saying is like I believe it's gonna be nominated for those main categories like best director, best cinematography, the sound production. I don't know about the score. I know Hans Zimmer did it. Uh, some people are like bragging on the internet about how beautiful the score is. Uh, I'm a lot like I'm big into music when it comes to movies, either soundtrack or musical score. 'Cause, you know, they're two different things. So I usually pay attention to both, but I don't remember any particular theme, musical theme, uh, that is like memorable to me. So even though it's a good score, I wouldn't put it like Lord of the Rings uh, musical score or uh, Man of Steel musical score, or you know, like those musical themes that are like iconic, you know, that are like so uh, yeah, so iconic, so memorable. But that's just me. But it could be nominated for that too. Um, so if you didn't know, Dune Part Two was supposed to come out last year in November, meaning it was gonna be competing against Oppenheimer at the Academy for this month. So I think that was a good thing for Oppenheimer because I'm thinking Dune was gonna give Oppenheimer's a good a good fight, a good challenge for some of these Oscars. So for next year, that's what that's what I'm saying. For next year, I think Dune is gonna be a very strong contender. Now, right now, I'm trying to think of movies, big blockbusters that can be a contender against Dune, but I can't think of any. The only one that I'm thinking about right now, which is kind of big and it also takes place in the desert, and there is a lot of sound and there's a lot of music, and it has a good cast. I'm thinking about Furiosa. That one comes out in April, I want to say. Uh, I'm excited for that movie actually. So I'm thinking maybe Furiosa would be a good contender to go against Dune in some of these big categories. But I'm trying to think of another movie, another big movie that could be you know, in the same race, you know. But I can't think of anything right now. Uh, I know, I know, like Ghostbusters is coming out. I don't. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be like the same level as Dune or Furiosa. I'm thinking about Beetlejuice, but I don't know. You know. So hey, if there's any big movie that I'm not thinking about, I'm sure there is. But hey, let me know down in the comments below. You know, which other movie coming out this year in 2024 would be would be racing with or competing with Furiosa and Dune Part Two for the Oscars in 2024 next year. So yeah, guys, and so I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up, but I want to give a huge, humongous, humongous shout out to my buddy Jonathan. I don't know if he's watching or not. Anyway, look, he hooked me up, guys. My buddy Jonathan, he hooked me up. You want to see what he got me? Here we go. Bam! There you go. There you go. If you follow me on Instagram, I did a little reel about this, like the 60-second. I also put it on my YouTube channel, 60-second clip about this popcorn bucket of the sandworms, the infamous bucket. If you don't know why it's an infamous bucket, I don't want to tell you here because this is rated G. So that's what I'm gonna say. But I'm sure that you get the idea, right? I mean, if you're watching this, probably you surf on the internet and you surf on social media and you hear things and you see things, right? So anyway, shout out to the marketing team for Dune. I don't know who came up with this idea. It's a little odd, a little weird for like getting your popcorn, sticking your hand in here. Anyway, but yeah, it says Dune Part 2 only in theaters. This is 10. All right. And it shows you the logos right here, all the different houses. Okay. This one right here, this one right here, and of course the sand and the big worm coming out of the sand, ready to swallow things. So again, this is from AMC theaters. All right, it's an AMC theaters edition, or not edition, but what's the word I'm looking for? Man, nobody's in the chat to ask you. Original, not original. Yeah, I guess so. Exclusive. There you go. I came up with the answer. It's an AMC theaters exclusive. Now I heard on the internet, because again, I go on the internet and I see and hear things. I heard on the internet that these buckets were like selling out, like on the first day, day one, day two, and I believe it. I believe it. But I want to know: did you get one? Did you get one of these ones? No. If you did, let me know. I just want to know. I'm just being curious. But yeah. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate you, brother. All right, guys. So yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts about the movie. I will go a little longer, but at this point, I'm just gonna be repeating myself. There's not many of you. Well, actually, right now, nobody is watching live. So if one of you were live and chatting with me, I could keep going. But right now, nobody's here. I see no one. But otherwise, I will stay a little longer. I will be chatting with you guys, discussing more about Dune Part 2. Excited for Part 3 if they decide to go that way. Did I love the movie? I've seen it twice. I enjoyed this one better than the first one. I was telling you, this has a better pacing. I liked it a lot. I'm not gonna say that I love it. I didn't love it. Maybe I'll love it eventually. Who knows? But again, this movie is beautiful. Biggest movie of the year so far. Best movie of the year so far. And I believe to be one of the best, or the best science fiction movie in recent years. I'm trying to decide, because I was thinking about this prior to the live stream. is Avatar, the Way of Water. That's science fiction. I see it science fiction. Um, I think it is. Yeah, to me, it is science fiction. Uh, and because Avatar, the Way of Water, is science fiction, because of that movie, because of Avatar 2, because Avatar 2 exists right now, that's the only reason why I am not saying that Dune Part 2 is the best sci-fi movie in the last few years. That's why I'm saying Dune Part 2 is one of the best sci-fi science fiction movie in the last few years. Uh, I like it a lot. To me, if you were to ask me, like if somebody was live right now and in the chat, somebody would say, "Hey, which one cinematic? Cinematic, a cinematic tendency. Which science fiction movie you like better? Avatar: The Way of Water or Dune Part 2?" Avatar: The Way of Water. I would say that. I would say that. But again, Dune Part 2 is great. Uh, it's beautiful to look at again. Well acted, well done, nice shots. It's kind of refreshing. It's a refreshing movie. Uh, uh, but The Way of Water. I mean, what James Cameron did in The Way of Water, the way he shot that movie under the freaking water, the way that James Cameron himself created or made these special cameras to go underwater and capture all the detail that he captured, that's one of a kind. That's nobody has done it before. And for stuff like that, James Cameron, baby, James Cameron is James Cameron. Things like that. That's why I'm giving the nudge to Avatar: The Way of Water. But film is subjective, right? Right. But that's just my take. But again, I'm gonna wrap up today's live stream, guys, and I'm gonna close it. First of all, saying thank you for watching either live or after the fact. I appreciate your time. Those who were watching live and did comments, thank you guys. We'll be seeing you soon. Those of you who are watching after the fact, thank you. Please share your thoughts about whatever we said today, either in agreement or disagreement. I'll take either one. I'll take both. And also very important, like and subscribe, please. You wanna help me trying to grow the channel. But most importantly, guys, I need you. If you haven't seen Dune Part 2, I need you to go and watch it. If you want to watch it, I need you to go and watch it in the theater. Do not wait until it's on HBO Max. Do not wait until you can watch it downstairs in your on your couch on that beautiful 60 inches screen, flat screen, cutting edge, and that beautiful and powerful soundbar that you have. Okay, don't do that. Okay, if you can, try to go to the IMAX. That's the first choice. Second choice, try to watch it on Dolby. Third choice, try to watch it digital. But try to go to the movies, guys, because this movie, do yourself a favor, okay? Try to watch it in the theater. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna finish my chamomile tea, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's my day. It's my only day off, so I'm just gonna try to chill before I go back to work tomorrow. There's a couple of videos coming, God willing, later this week. This week we're getting the movie Ordinary. It's like a Blumhouse movie. I think it's by Blumhouse. It's a little scary or creepy about a teddy bear. Ordinary, and then we're also getting Kung Fu Panda 4. Uh, those two movies are coming out this week. Uh, I want to see both. I want to see which one I watch first. It's gonna depend at what time not at what time. Yeah, I what because I'm gonna try to watch it after work. So I'm gonna see uh, which showtime fits better with my work schedule. But I definitely want to watch both, and I wanna do like a little first reaction type of thing. Just first impression. First impression are important. Okay, so always dress to impress. Yeah, I don't do that stuff, but I should dress to impress. But yeah, so that's what I got coming out for in the this week, like when it comes to videos here for the channel. So we got those two movies, and then what else? I don't know what else is that week after. Oh, God willing, next Saturday, UFC 299. I don't know if anybody here watches UFC. So if I watch Kung Fu Panda or Ordinary on Thursday night, God willing, usually when it's stuff like that, usually I try to go then another night to watch another movie because it's two movies. Sometimes I can't on Fridays, but sometimes I'm able to watch it on Saturday. But Saturday night is gonna be UFC 299. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what's coming out. I also do unboxing videos. I did one today. It's already on the channel. I won a prize from a Showcase Cinemas. Uh, I am on Twitter and or X. Okay, I'm on X. I'm also on Instagram, Cinematic Tendency. So there, all these different movies like AMC, Cinemark, Regal, Showcase Cinemas, they do sweepstakes, right? And I'm always participating in those. And those of you who follow me, I'm usually tagging you. Maybe you hate me by now because if you follow me there, maybe I already tag you more than once for this contest, right? And I already won. I won one from Cinemark months ago. I got a big box with a goodies of Thor: Love and Thunder. Wah, wah. But I got a bunch of goodies like a backpack, a T-shirt. I got a Mjolnir. I'm gonna show it. Well, this is not the one I got. This is not the one I got. Okay, this is from a hot toy. Okay, this is from a hot toy. This is Mjolnir. This is from a hot toy. But the one I got from that sweepstake, it was something like this, but it was a memory stick. And whenever you put the memory stick or the USB in the computer, it lights up blue. Stuff like that. But that one, I gave it away. So anyway, so I won that one from Cinemark months ago, last year, I think. And a few days ago, I got it, but I got another prize. But this time it was from Showcase Cinemas, and it was regarding the movie Soul. Like the Pixar movie that came out during COVID. It went straight to streaming. I think it came out during COVID in December, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. I think it was Christmas of 2020. And so it didn't have a theatrical release until I think it came out last week, or it's coming out this week. I forgot. In theaters, but back then in Christmas 2020 came out straight on Disney Plus. So anyway, I got a big box with goodies, so I did an unboxing videos about it. And I suppose I was notified. I'm not gonna say much yet because I hope it's right. But apparently I won another sweepstake also, and I know what movie. But I'm not gonna tell you yet because once the thing arrives, the box arrives, and once I have it, then I'll announce it on Instagram. But I don't want to say anything because what if they lie to me? Anyway, so yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you soon. I'm planning on doing more live streams. This is the first one. that I do by myself, which is kind of weird because I'm just talking to myself. Like usually when there's live people watching live, you get to interact. I get to interact in the comments or whatever. But as of right now, I'm just here by myself, talking like a crazy man. Uh, yeah, and like as of right now, nobody's listening because nobody's watching live. So it's just me talking to a screen, which is weird. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for your time, and I'll be seeing you very soon, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you. I'll see you later.